Enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that sub button for more amazing content. Now, let's jump straight into the video. What's good, YouTube, and welcome back to the Bofino One podcast, and I'm your host, Bofino One. So as you can see from the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about how Biden's student loan forgiveness will likely be deemed illegal and what to expect now. So for those who don't know, there's this whole big uproar that's going on with trying to get student loan forgiveness. This applies to a lot of people, including myself. So I did see this article and decided, why not make a little short video on it. Not to get too much into the politics side, but just because, it affects me and millions of others that, have student loan debt. So essentially, for those who don't know, there was a plan that came out or a statement, whatever, pretty much stating that, people that had student loans, if they fell within a certain, income, whether they were single or married, they would get $10,000 or up to $20,000 if they had Pell Grants taken off for their student loan debt. And so there's been quite a bit of backlash, meaning that a lot of people are trying to sue Biden, and, he's having all these cases coming at him because of the whole student loan situation. And now they're pretty much saying they believe that it's illegal, that it was never really something that legally can go through. It was something that was used for more of a campaign thing to try to get votes for the midterms that recently happened. So without further ado, let's jump straight into this video. And if you, before we get started, be sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. So it says, with the fate of President Joe Biden's student loan forgiveness program in limbo, millions of borrowers are left wondering how to best proceed. And now several experts say that the Supreme Court will likely deem the program illegal. And so that's kind of what they were talking about regarding how a lot of people are just they don't really know what they should do, because people like myself knew who filled out the application. I got approved stating that, hey, your student loans application has been approved, insinuating that, my debt would be taken care of very shortly, to now saying, hey, we don't know if this is really going to go through. Now they're saying it's illegal. So now people have their hopes up, and, for some people haven't even been paying. Like me, I've been paying. So I've taken advantage of it. A lot of people were like, oh, he's going to forgive it all and this and this, so I'm not going to pay anything. So now a lot of those people are kind of in limbo, and, depending on maybe what your loan amount is monthly, how much you have to pay every month, that determines a lot of what your next steps may be. So on December 1st, the Supreme Court said it would hear oral arguments concerning President Joe Biden's student loan forgiveness program in February, a move the administration called welcomed. But meanwhile, the program is paused, leaving millions of borrowers waiting for a decision, as Go Banking rates previously reported. The court's conservatives have been very aggressive in striking down the decision of Congress and the president. Gregory Calderia, a political science professor at Ohio State University, told CNBC, "I would not be surprised if the court invalidated the executive order. The ruling could come in stark contrast to what many Americans are thinking, if 51% support the Biden administration's student debt relief program compared to 39% who oppose it, according to a recent The Economist/YouGov survey. Legal troubles hampers Biden's student loan forgiveness plan." So this is what I was saying about the legalities of it, right? So legal hurdles started accumulating shortly after the administration announced the program on August 24th. The administration had turned to the Supreme Court on November 18th to vacate the nationwide injunction put in place on November 14th by a federal appeals court, one temporarily barring President Joe Biden's student loan debt relief program. The injunction will remain in effect until further order of this court or the Supreme Court of the United States. A 3-judge panel of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 8th Circuit indicated within the November 14 ruling, as Go Banking rates detailed. The Supreme Court order comes on the heels of another blow to the program, as a federal court declined to reverse a ruling blocking President Joe Biden's student debt relief program on November 30th. Courts have issued orders blocking our student debt relief program. As a result, at this time, we are not accepting applications. We are seeking to overturn those orders, a notice on studentaid.gov now reads. So this is kind of what, I got the same email that was sent to me shortly after I sent the application. So the administration remains optimistic that it will prevail. However, saying on December 1st, we welcome the Supreme Court's decision to hear the case on our student debt relief plan for middle and working class borrowers this February. Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said in a statement posted on the White House website, "This program is necessary to help over 40 million eligible Americans struggling under the burden of student loan debt recover from the pandemic and move forward with their lives. The program is also legal. Supported by careful analysts from administration lawyers, President Biden will keep fighting against efforts to rob middle class families of the relief they need and deserve. As we previously announced, student loan payments will remain paused while the Supreme Court resolves the case. And so that was another email, like not email, but a thing that came out pretty much stating that I think it goes all the way until June. And then if they can't figure it out by June, we would get another 2 months and then they would resume. So they're essentially, if you are really understanding what's going on, right, and you're playing your cards right, you would keep paying. Meaning that if you haven't even gotten to that $10,000, like not financial advice, but if you haven't gotten to 10 grand, they're pausing interest rates, like, the interest on your loans. So this would be a good time to continue paying so you can benefit from essentially paying just the principal and not paying any interest. So I don't really know how this is going to go, and I really don't want to give too much of how I feel about this, as this is political stuff, but I did think it was interesting because it does affect a lot of people like myself, because, I do have student loans, and, for a lot of people, depending on how much they have, this could literally be a make or break moment for them. You have someone that could be in their 50s that have been paying for a long time, and the reason why they can't retire is because maybe they still have some money left in their student loans, and that 10K could help. However, I do believe that the overall big picture is that they need to make schooling more affordable, because although yes, they would get rid of 10K and it probably would somehow fall on people that are working, with taxpayers would have to pay more to somehow make up for that. I don't really think it's going to solve the problem of why is schooling so expensive? Why is it that you go to school and you're literally paying over $100,000 to their degree, and the degree for many people won't even pay them close to six figures. So there's a lot of things that are kind of messed up in the system. I think those need to be fixed as well, or else it'll just kind of be a continuous cycle where yes, they'll clear 10K, but people will still owe a bunch of money. So you're not really solving the actual problem, which is affordable schooling. But let me know your guys' thoughts about this down below in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.